choose a side of the equation which you will rewrite to equal the other when verifying trigonometric identities. We're going to verify that cotangent theta times sine theta is equal to cosine theta. Cotangent is cosine over sine. Cotangent theta is equal to cosine theta over sine theta multiplied by sine theta. So we're going to continue with the left side. We're going to cross cancel sine theta. We will have cosine theta times 1 over 1, and cosine theta times 1 over 1 is just cosine theta. So the result is cosine theta is equal to cosine theta. For number 2, we will manipulate the right side to make it equal the left side. Sine alpha over 1 is multiplied by cotangent alpha, which is cosine alpha over sine alpha, plus secant alpha, which is 1 over cosine alpha. Using distributive property, we distribute sine alpha over cosine alpha over sine alpha. Sine alpha cosine alpha divided by sine alpha, plus we distribute sine alpha over 1 divided by cosine alpha, sine alpha over cosine alpha. Sine alpha cross cancel. We're left with cosine alpha plus sine alpha over cosine alpha is tangent alpha. So our conclusion, cosine alpha plus tangent alpha is equal to cosine alpha plus tangent alpha. Secant A plus 1 times secant A minus 1 is equal to tangent squared A. Secant A plus 1 times secant A minus 1 will give me a difference of 2 perfect squared. Secant squared A minus 1 squared, which is 1. Now it's equal to tan squared A. We know that sine squared A plus cosine squared A is equal to 1. We're going to divide by cosine squared A. Cosine squared A, cosine squared A, and cosine squared A. Now the first one is tan squared A. The second one is 1, and the third one is secant squared A. Now we're just going to subtract 1 from both sides, and we get tan squared A is equal to secant squared A minus 1. Therefore, our conclusion will be tan squared A is equal to tan squared A. 1 over 1 minus sine x is equal to 1 plus sine x over cosine squared x. If we start with the left side, we're going to multiply 1 over 1 minus sine x by 1, which will be 1 plus sine x over 1 plus sine x. 1 plus sine x over 1 plus sine x is 1. So we distribute 1. It's going to be 1 plus sine x. and the denominator will be a difference of two perfect squares, 1 minus sine squared x. And 1 minus sine squared x is equal to cosine squared x. So 1 plus sine x over cosine squared x is equal to 1 plus sine x over cosine squared x.